Hey, Matt from Hidden Machine here with a channel update video. I try to do one of these maybe every season or so. Personally speaking, I like knowing what's up with the channels that I subscribe to and the people making the videos. Just a little bit of transparency for the sake of, I don't know, humanizing the whole experience a little bit. I do want to give an update on where the channel's at and what has been going on lately. We have gotten a big increase in subs and views, largely due to our Alan Wake and Remedy related content. And obviously, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know this is nothing new. We've been doing hardcore Remedy videos when we had no subscribers. And now we've just passed 4,000 and the number continues to rise, and that's really cool to see. But also, you know, I've been around on YouTube since the start in one way or another. And I know that like a large sub count doesn't actually mean all that much in terms of actual views and people engaging with your videos in a meaningful way. I am very grateful that people are watching. It's nice to see the subs go up. And of course, if you're subscribing to the channel, thank you. Obviously, I mean, I love it. But I think what's even more important is just people checking out the videos and commenting and thinking about it and sharing their experiences and having a little bit of a back and forth and kind of, you know, collectively exploring some really great games. That's kind of my motivation in it, is just kind of getting to talk to other nerds. Patreon subs have also gone up, or supporters. I don't know what the terminology is from platform to platform, but it's through that Patreon money that I was able to buy this, a second copy of Alan Wake Illuminated, which, as you can see, I've taken the pages apart and I scanned it and uploaded it to the Internet Archive. This book has been out of print since 2010. It was bundled with a strategy guide, which is also a very interesting read. So that was a bundle that came out, you know, around the time Alan Wake originally launched on the 360, and it's just an incredible piece that has not been scanned. And I was told that there is a lower quality scan that's been floating around online. I have not seen that before, but my scan is 300 DPI. I maybe should have gone 600 and I didn't, but whatever. It looks pretty good. So there's a link to that down in the description, but I just want to say, like, thanks for being a Patreon supporter or any of the super thanks or anything here on YouTube, or we have channel memberships as well. It does, you know, go to helping us make stuff happen for the channel. And even on a, you know, a more literal way, Jordan Hill.
What's happening, baby? We're back at it again.
One of the other members of Hidden Machine, who you see regularly streaming on this channel and appearing in videos with me from time to time. He needed a new Xbox controller. The one he's using an old wired 360 controller that's starting to fail him. Thankfully, the Hidden Machine Fund had a little extra scratch in it, and we could buy him a brand new controller. His first wireless Xbox controller, I think. So, you know, thanks. If he doesn't have the controller, he can't play the games and can't stream. I mean, he could always go keyboard and mouse, but, you know, he's playing some gamepad games. So, thank you. That's really great to be able to do that kind of stuff and to buy that book. And I have the second copy of the strategy guide. I actually bought the strategy guide and Alan Wake Illuminated as a bundle, and I already own both those books. So maybe a giveaway. I don't know. Would somebody want this book that's been dismantled? And maybe leave a comment if you think it's a good idea. I'll give away this and the strategy guide. I'll just go grab the strategy guide so you can see it. This is the strategy guide. This is what it looks like. Lots of pictures. I'm looking at myself on the monitor to make sure you can even see this at all. It's written as a novel. Wake gritted his teeth and worked with Mott to take the beast down. A combination of circle strafing around the lolling foe, along with Mott's constant firepower, finally toppled it. Back, I say, thought Wake, saving himself from an attack as the light of a flare burned up the giant just before it was cut down. See, nothing to it, Mott remarked. So, I mean, it's narrating the game, the cutscenes, the dialogue, but also narrating the actual, like, gameplay tips as a novel. And, you know, the gameplay tips are highlighted. It's a really novel idea. And it's got all these clippings and stuff, like the Bright Falls record. This is a I'm not set up to really show this properly. I'm hitting the mic. We did do a flipping through episode of this, Andrew Taylor and I, back in Waketober, I think 2020, 2021. So if you want a deeper look at that, that is there. And there is also a good quality scan of that book going around online. If you can't find it, jump in the Hidden Machine Discord. I can send you a link there. There's a link to the Discord down below this video as well. But yeah, maybe I'll give away those as a bundle if that's something people have interest in. I don't know what to do with the books otherwise. I'm not really like a big collector guy. I mean, obviously I have a bunch of physical media behind me, but a lot of these are things I kind of, I watch once, I get rid of, kind of passed along. The whole bottom of this shelf here, these 3 shelves I'm pointing to, most of them are wrestling VHS tapes that were taped from the original TV broadcasts with the commercials. I'm working on digitizing some of those. I've got a bunch of like weird and rare VHS stuff I'm trying to get into digitizing. The problem I keep running into is like second guessing the quality. It's not archival quality transfers. They're pretty damn good, but it's something I keep second guessing myself on, and I don't have the money to get like a super nice VCR and you need some sort of time corrector device sometimes on some of these transfers. It's like a whole thing that I'm not really sure how deep I want to get into or can afford to get into. But the wrestling stuff is a big love of mine, which brings me to my next point I want to mention. I do run a second channel with my girlfriend. I call her my wife often, even though we're not legally married. We've been together for 7 years now. We just celebrated our 7th anniversary. I mean, we're in it to win it. So we have a channel together that we started a couple years ago where we were doing a chronological sort of watch through and discussion on the Monday Night Wars, the WCW, WWF feud in the mid 90s into the early 2000s. And we actually started it before, I think it's Wrestling Bios is the channel that's been doing that for a couple years now. We reached out to him because we were like, oh, we just saw we're doing the same thing. He got his first video out before us, but we shot our videos like several months ahead of time. We just kind of had some snags in getting the content out there. And we had his blessing. He's like, that's awesome. More people are doing the same thing. It's cool. We have different perspectives. So that was good. Even though we sometimes got comments like, hey, you're copying this guy. We're not, okay? Other people can like the same stuff. This channel I'm talking about is actually more, I wouldn't say reaction based. It's more of a discussion. We kind of, critique coming in as a longtime fan and a relatively new fan with Eve, my lady there. And we are going to do a couple crossover videos because I'm big into wrestling games as well. And I think that could be a cool way to introduce that channel to people who maybe like Hidden Machine stuff, even though I know most of you are really only here because you like the Remedy stuff. Other stuff is cool too, and we have a lot of good videos on other games. Not that I'm sour about it. I mean, people find our other videos, but I don't want to be pigeonholed as the Remedy guy. As much as I would love to take that mantle, I'm not necessarily the best versed on all that stuff, or even the most dedicated when it comes to the dissection and discussion of all the various themes and interpretations. There's other channels that go pretty hard in that stuff. I guess what I'm trying to say is be on the lookout for that, and if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link to that channel down below. We started the channel a while ago. We had some big life changes, mostly in our living situation. We had to leave where we were living, not for any crazy reasons, just the landlord changed the apartment building that we were living in, the ownership. We didn't really jive with how they were going to be running the building, and so we had to move. And then we had maybe a 7-month period where we were in a temporary apartment situation because this house that we're in right now was not yet livable, legally speaking, and had to have some unexpected major renovations done to it to get it up to snuff and up to code. And now we're here. But I mean, in that time, we also had one video in particular which got taken down 5 or 6 times and completely crushed not only our morale, but also our approach to how we were making videos. It seems like you can upload entire episodes of some WWF shows and have no copyright issues at all. And then other times I'm using a 5-second clip of a match and the video is blocked in all countries. And I've reached out to a few bigger wrestling channels about this, and they've all told me basically the same thing, that there's almost no rhyme or reason to it, and you will be shocked at what you can get away with, and even more shocked at what you can't get away with when it comes to covering wrestling, specifically stuff owned by the WWE. But we decided we're just going to go forward using more still images rather than video clips. Maybe video clips rarely, but also it seems like YouTube's content check kind of stuff has gotten a little bit better, where you can have the content checked before you publish it. Maybe that was always a thing, but I don't remember, because I would often leave the videos unlisted, let them fully process to 4K and everything. And in that time, normally nowadays, content check will happen during that time. That wasn't happening to me when we first started the channel. So the channel is coming back, and I'm excited to work on that. We're building a small set down in our, we have like a stupid big closet that's really just a small room downstairs. We're turning into a set for that. So I'm excited to return to that project. But that doesn't mean that I'll be stopping Hidden Machine stuff. Of course, Jordan is regularly streaming on the channel, currently playing through Super Mario RPG again, because his save file was corrupt and he was about 3/4 or so through the game. Oh well, he loves it. I'm glad he loves it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Played it at launch. I've played it every couple years since then, and it always holds up for me. And Jordan and I also have a new series that we're working on. We shot the first bit of footage for it, and we're going to be meeting up later this week to shoot more footage for it, and the first episode will go out soon. And the idea is to make it something for the Patreon. It'll be Patreon exclusive for the most part. We'll have a couple episodes on the main channel for people to check out if they want to, but mostly it's just like a fun bonus thing for folks on the Patreon. Pretty low-key content, nothing too crazy, but just some fun stuff that I hope people will enjoy, and just as a way to say, hey, thanks, here's something else for you. We're also going to continue doing more Remedy stuff, of course. I've had people comment like, where's the Remedy stuff? Man, chill out. I've done some other shit. It's also pretty good. You might like it if you give it a try, but I hear you. The Remedy stuff is supreme. So I have a new video coming out probably later today, hopefully, or if not tomorrow, about the Alan Wake 2 ARG that's currently going on. And we're going to start to deconstruct that alongside the other people who are directly participating in the Epic Partner Program. Personally, I didn't realize that the Epic Partner Program, Support a Creator, I think it's called, was even a thing. I have since applied. Hopefully it can get me in on some future Alan Wake related opportunities, if that's a thing. And speaking of Alan Wake opportunities, I am under the impression that the channel will be receiving a review copy of Alan Wake 2. I already pre-ordered it, but I mean to say we'll receive an advance copy to get a review video out on time. I'm not sure when those are coming in. I don't know anything more than I've just had some communication with some members of the team, and they said, okay, yeah, we'd love to help you out in covering the game on the channel. That is going to be in the works. My immediate plan is to play through the game, probably on the easiest difficulty, if there are difficulties. If there's any assist mode kind of modifiers like there were in Control, I'll be playing it probably on the easiest difficulty possible, so I can more freely really get into the lore and story stuff. And I'll be putting out a spoiler-free review almost immediately, hopefully on the first day the embargo breaks. But also I will be working on a spoiler-heavy review. And beyond that, we are going to do a I've played on it with some other folks. And beyond that, there's a lot more topics I want to get into about Remedy and the connected universe and different themes, but like so much of what I have wanted to speak on when I've been writing in recent months is like kind of dependent on knowledge that I am yet to obtain because it's in Alan Wake 2. There are certain questions I go, I could speculate, but I would rather just, get the answers and then write and present something that's a little more put together. A lot more Remedy stuff is coming. And even before Alan Wake 2 launches, we got a couple more Remedy related videos. I had one in particular I was working on, which was kind of focusing on the cut content of Alan Wake, the first game, and that was a collaboration with some other channels. That video got massively blown off track because I shot a music video with a buddy of mine that became a local viral sensation. That's not my words. That's what the press dubbed it. Not that many views, but a lot of views for a local thing and on a local level. It took like 3 weeks out of my schedule. We were doing interviews almost every other day, press, paper, TV, radio. Very goofy, very unexpected. You know, we've been making music together for a decade, if not more, and it's the first thing that really clicked with an audience on a larger level locally, and it's one of our goofier songs. It's one of our more lighthearted songs. A lot of our stuff is more, a little edgier, so to speak. You know, I also play in a country music band with my brother-in-law. I say brother-in-law, but I'm not legally married, but we're doing a country version of that hit song that is dropping this Friday. So either it will be as big or a bigger success than the first one, and I'll have a few more weeks eaten up out of my schedule, or it'll be like a fart in the night and no one will notice that it even happened. Who knows? We will find out. Time will tell. You know, you can put all your heart and soul into a project. It doesn't mean anyone's going to recognize you for your hard work. You got to just love the process for yourself. Or if you are someone who is really just focused on success and recognition, you know, it's just a matter of gaming the system. You just got to go as many times as you can and be as calculated as possible. And even then, you're just prone to being lucky or not. There's no surefire formula for success, but there are surefire formulas for having things eat up a lot of your time unexpectedly, which is what happened to me. Just having a different commitment every day, having people in my home for hours at a time. I'm not the most social person. Honestly, it might be obvious from the fact that I spend a lot of time sitting in my room talking to a camera. It was draining physically and emotionally, but also just in terms of time, it was very draining. And that did take a couple of videos off of my production schedule, off track from their production schedule for the channel here. But a bunch of other videos are in the works. I'm trying to figure out how to do the roundup videos in a way that people might actually care about. I like to do like every other month or so, just like a mini reviews, a little mini spotlight on some games I'm playing. Those videos don't seem to connect with an audience, but I like making them. It's almost like a little gaming diary. Maybe someone has a suggestion on how to present them better, but I also think maybe it's just not a thing that people are really that into. I think in one sense it'd be cool if I could be considered some kind of like a curator who could, you know, have cool taste in video games and people will check out my recommendations. But I don't think that's actually like a goal of mine. I just like to share what I've enjoyed. And if people find that useful, that's cool. If not, I still had a good time. But I am someone who like is always interested in what other people are playing and like seeking new experiences. So for me, like me putting that stuff out there, it's like, I love when I just find a little channel where someone's just like, hey, here's like 8 games I played last month. Here's what I thought. I love that kind of stuff. I love variety reviews and just finding out about new shit, basically. So, I mean, if that's something you're into, check out the roundup videos. I might change the title, might change the presentation a little bit, but new one of those is dropping soon. And we just released a video on the Fall of Avalon, one of the Tainted Grail games. It's basically a Skyrim clone, and it rules. It's like a dark Arthurian legend take on Skyrim's mechanics. Great writing, great voice acting, great score. A little rough around the edges. It's currently in early access, but I talk pretty candidly about my experience with the game. I ran through the entire 20 plus hours of the campaign as it is now in early access. It's the first chapter. I'd ran through that in 2 days. I was stoked. It gave me everything that Starfield didn't. I got 35 hours into Starfield and kind of just dropped it. I will finish it one day, but I found out recently that Jordan Hill, the other member of Hidden Machine, is soft locked out of the end of the game due to a bug with like ship parts and stuff. And apparently it's like a common issue. And you could like reload an old save, but he didn't have an old save. He was filling up all his save slots. I wouldn't know. I don't know if I use all my save slots or not in a game like that. I don't even look at the slots. What is this, Vegas? Yeah, he got fucked on the ending there. And it seems like doing the ending in the new game plus is like a big part of the whole thing, the loop. So I'm not tripping over myself to go finish Starfield, but I am pumped to play Alan Wake 2. It is consuming my thoughts. much of the day. I'm incredibly stoked. And that's pretty much it. So stick around. More Remedy, Alan Wake stuff is on the way. More other reviews. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I don't know why you'd even watch this if you weren't a sub. It's kind of boring unless you just like hearing strangers chat about mundane topics. But also consider checking out the Patreon. The $1 a month goes a long way for us, helps us out a lot. As you can see, you know, putting our money where our mouths is, getting new controllers, getting the book, sharing the book with the internet. Microsoft nor Remedy have reached out to me about taking it down. Hopefully it's all good. It's kind of a gray area in terms of fair use. But other books published by the during that Microsoft Remedy deal, like the Quantum Break novel, are also up on the Internet Archive. So I'm assuming it's just something they're going to look the other way on because it's not really harming them or their IP at all, you know? In fact, I think it's only helping the Alan Wake IP at least. Anyway, just a minor update. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anything, but I don't think I did. Thanks for all the support. Thank you. Bye.